out if you close your eyes.
Yo guys, Mental Gamer here, welcome back to another video. First of all, I'm sorry that I've not done a video in a while. It's actually because I was actually ill for quite a while and then I got my braces tightened, so I can't really talk properly. I still can't talk that well now, so sorry if my voice is a bit funny. But I just want to quickly say thank you for all of the support. Thank you for over 70 subscribers. That honestly means so much to me. And I also want to say thank you to Evan. You know who he is. If you're into Spider-Man PS4, you know who Evan is. I just want to give a huge shout out to Evan because he shouted me out in his video and that just means so much to me. Anyway, time to get on with the video. So today's video is actually something that's been suggested quite a bit, and that is my villains wish list for Spider-Man PS4, or should I say my top 5 wish list. So in this video I'm going to go over my top 5 villains that I would like to be in Spider-Man PS4. Now obviously these are just my opinions and they're not exactly my favourite villains, but they're the ones that I'd most like to be in this game. Please leave in the comments your villains wish list for Spider-Man PS4, and without further ado, let's get on with the wish list. Number 5 is Hydro Man. Now Hydro Man is a villain that I'm not really that familiar with. I've seen him in the Spider-Man animated series when I was younger, and I thought it was quite cool, yeah. But to think of him in a next-gen game, that would be amazing. That would be so much next-gen awesomeness that I'll be screaming at the telly. Imagine fighting water. Imagine that, that would be amazing. And it also ties in well with Peter, because Peter's obviously going to be a scientist in this game, and he'll probably have to use scientific techniques to actually defeat Hydro Man, such as evaporation or freezing him. He's also a very abstract villain and a very dynamic one to fight. That would add a whole new system to this game, having to fight water, and it's kind of like the difficulty of Sandman times 10 if you think about it, because it's probably a lot easier to fight sand than it is to fight water. Also, a huge part of this would be the fact that Hydro Man is Mary Jane's ex. Now I don't know too much about this, I just know that they used to be together. Now obviously this is a huge collision of Spider-Man and Peter Parker's world, as Mary Jane is Peter's girlfriend, or it seems so anyway. Anyway, number 4 is Dr. Octopus. Now this is quite low on the list, but he's still in the top 4 for the villains I would like to be in this game. The reason he's not higher up on this list is probably because we've had him quite a bit before, but here's why I think he'd be awesome. Basically, imagine fighting Dr. Octopus in a game that looks like real life, like this one does. Imagine how much we would feel like Tobey's Spider-Man whilst fighting Doc Ock in this game. Especially if there's actually a Sam Raimi alternate suit, that would be really cool. Also, we'd have to use a lot of fighting techniques because obviously Dr. Octopus has 4 extra arms basically, and that means we'd obviously have to use a lot more skill to defeat him. Number 3 is Green Goblin. The reason this would be cool is because we've already seen that Osborn is running for mayor. Now I think it's been confirmed that it's Norman Osborn running for mayor, but I'm not too sure. But imagine how cool it would be to fight Green Goblin in the air on his glider. Now obviously there could be 2 different interpretations. There could be the ultimate and just the classic, but I'm on about the classic Green Goblin on the glider. I would be up for either one though. Fighting Green Goblin in the air would be really cool. It would be like the Spider-Man 3 mission where we fought Harry as New Goblin. That was really cool, and I think Insomniac could do that so much better, seeing what they've done with the helicopter already. Now this would actually bring another collision with Peter Parker and Spider-Man's world, because Norman is the mayor of Peter obviously, because Peter's a citizen, and then Green Goblin is Spider-Man's enemy, so obviously that is a collision there. Green Goblin is also a very messed up character and has done a lot of messed up things to Spider-Man, and he's a very strong challenge for Peter as well. Number 2 is Mysterio. I've always liked Mysterio ever since Spider-Man PS1, and I think a character like Mysterio just gives so many countless possibilities. Obviously he's a very dynamic character with how he can trick Spider-Man into all these different things, and he would kind of be like Scarecrow in the Arkham games, but with Spider-Man. We've seen Mysterio in Spider-Man games before, and he's been absolutely epic, because obviously he's a very dynamic character and can do a lot of internally damaging things to Spider-Man. He's almost like Chameleon in the sense that he can pretend to be people he's not, and it's very tough to fight your own mind. This would be a very new challenge to Peter, and could also cause another collision with Peter's side of things and Spider-Man's side of things. Number 1 is actually Morbius. Now, I never thought that Morbius would be at the top of my list, but the reason I would most want him to be in this Spider-Man game is because he's a very different villain and he's quite uncommon. Having Morbius in this game would be a much more scary part of the game, because obviously he's a vampire, and he's very dynamic because of that. We've seen him done before in Spider-Man 3 on the PlayStation 2, and they did that quite well. In a next-gen game though, this would be even better, and kind of a bit like Man-Bat in the Arkham series. I feel like whenever Morbius is present in the game, the background music could just suddenly get so dark and mysterious, just like Morbius. Now that's my top 5 villain wish list for Spider-Man PS4. Obviously these are not my complete favourite villains ever, and if Insomniac didn't confirm that the symbiote isn't in this game, then Venom would definitely be at the top. So one out of these 5 that I think would be the most likely to be in the game would probably be Green Goblin, because we already know that Norman Osborn is part of the game. So that's the end of the video, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and also subscribe to Evan if you haven't already. He is such an amazing YouTuber and a nice person, and he's done a lot to help me so far. As I said, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and also please leave in the comments what you'd like me to do next in my next video. So without further ado, that is the end of this video, everyone. Please like and subscribe, your wish list and what you'd like me to do next. I'm Mental Gamer, over and out.